everyone, this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be doing something new for me. We are going to try to make our own mini envelopes to go with my savings challenges for this year. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. If that is something that you are interested in and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. Okay, so I have never tried making my own envelopes. I did watch several YouTube videos. It looks pretty simple, so I am going to try to make little mini envelopes for my 4 challenges that I'm doing, because right now I have been keeping it just in my savings envelope. But I would like to have it divided so I know what money goes to what challenge. And so that, I thought it'd be fun to do it on screen though. If there is success, hey, maybe I could just make mini envelopes for my challenges because I am working on something and that would be cool to offer envelopes with it. I do have this really cool foil cardstock paper that I got because I was trying to make dollar placeholders. Thought I would use some of this. It's kind of like holographic. Those might be kind of cool. And there's the gold. There's a burnt, I want to say it's not really rose gold, like a burnt orange gold almost. There is more of a rose gold one. It's your standard gold and silver. I have 4 challenges that I am working on. I'm working on my multiplier challenge, my either or, both or all, my monthly exercise challenge, and my mosaic color challenge. And the first step is we have to assemble the envelopes, and we are going to start by cutting out the items. I just have the name of the challenge for the front, and I thought I could put my little Eileen Stuffs on the back. And I do not have a paper cutter. Something else I think I need to get if I do this more seriously, because straight lines are nice. Since this is just for me, I'm going to wing it. I'm just using a pair of scissors today. All right, so let's go ahead and get this stuff cut out. Okay, I am back. So I have cut out all the little pieces, and as I was cutting, I was like, oh, I should have went through my list of supplies. I have some cardstock paper for the envelopes. I did show that, but I literally got this at Michael's, and I liked the small size because it felt like once I was practicing folding it, but once you fold it, it's already a nice little size. It can just be easily trimmed, but I thought that would be nice. I'm gonna use a glue stick only to glue my items to the envelope before I laminate it, so that when I put it through the laminator, it doesn't like pop out of place. Don't have a bone. A bone is something you use to make really fine creases. I'm hoping that this edge of the knife will work. Scissors to cut. I have a couple sheets of laminating paper. Now, I actually ordered matte laminating paper, but it hasn't arrived yet, and I was like, oh man. And so I wanted to do this video with the matte laminating paper. I wanted to have that matte finish because of the foil, but it's okay, we'll use this one. And then of course, a laminator. I have this HP laminator. I use it for work. I've been using it for here, so this one should do the job. I think I really want to do this one that's like, why am I blanking on the name? When it flushes like that, it's holographic. Holographic, is that what it is? I almost want to do all of them this way, but I think I might do 4 different ones. So one's going to be holographic for sure. I guess I'll do one in just straight up gold, because why not? I did like the rose. I like the burnt gold very much. Wait, this one has 6 different colors. So it has like this golder gold and then a softer gold, which I didn't actually see. I think I'll do the rose gold. All right. My next step is the way that these were made. There's a hole punch in them, which is a total bummer. I'm sure they did that for stocking in the shelf, but it is a bummer. Once again, a paper cutter would work great. I don't have one, so I'm just going to try to make straight of a cut as possible. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So a couple things. One, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, yes, I love this one. And the other thing is I noticed because it's foil and I put lotion on my hands before I started the video, it's showing up. So I'll definitely want to wipe that. Hopefully it'll wipe off, but I'm going to go grab a towel so I can wipe them down before I throw them in the laminator and wash my hands from the lotions. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Well, it does look a lot better, but I still had to hold it down. So note to self, and note if you're trying to do these as well, do not wear lotion on your hands if you're gonna have paper like this, because man, that just soaked it right up, but it's whatever. Next step is we're going to fold these, and like I said, I'm just gonna keep this really simple. I've never done this before, and it's just for me. So my thought is I'm just gonna fold these in half, and then I'm sure this is gonna crinkle the foil because again, I decided to use foil, which means that it's probably gonna show when I make my crease. Yeah, but it does help get a strong crease for the laminator. But I guess another word to the wise with the foil is that the foil just has a different feel and it definitely doesn't fold. Okay, so I have two. Sorry, there's like a bunch of, let me move these scissors. It's already getting crowded on this little desk. Let's see if I can move the stuff over. All right. Then we have, I'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest. All right, I am back. So fun fact, using my knife kind of worked, but also failed because as you can see, it scratched. I recently found out about these bones when I was looking at bookbinding. They help you make a really nice crease for folding paper and books or stuff like this. They are relatively cheap. They're totally worth the money. It's on my list of things I want for YouTube. And if I was to make these and sell them, I would definitely not use a knife, not use my hands, would probably wear gloves and get a bone. Okay, so we're learning already. We're learning what's working and we're learning what's not working. Same thing with when I make stuff. It's always nice to like hash stuff out on video with you guys because you get to see the process. And for me, it lets me run through and use these things and decide what's working, what's not working. Now we're just going to glue our items on and then we'll be ready. So I'm trying to think of what I want for each one. I guess it really doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to put my monthly exercise challenge here. So again, just a tiny bit of glue just to keep it steady. I will show you the first one and then I'll fast forward for doing it with me. So the top of my envelope, I'm gonna just cut and I want to have that open mark there. I have seen videos where people basically laminated them and then once they were laminated, they laminated them again. So it was like double laminated inside. I've seen other ones that just do it this way. I'm gonna try it without doing it twice, but I'm going to, the fold is gonna be the bottom and then the lamination will seal the sides and then I'll cut off the top and we'll have my opening. So I wanna make sure when I place these that that's face up towards the opening so that it doesn't end up upside down. But let me go ahead, and that was like barely any glue. Not gonna stick very well. I think I'll do it on this side because that side had a little mark on it. Yeah, I'm like digging this paper here. And on the back, I'll just put my little Eileen Stuffs. Right, so we have the back. It's off-centered, but that's okay. The front, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest, and then, oh, more prints. That has glue on it now. I'm gonna make the rest and I'll be right back. Okay, already I'm like, these are super cute and so my style for, I love the shininess. I love everything about them. I like that I matched my little titles to match the challenges. I just like everything about these and I'm really excited. Okay, now we're getting into the truth moment, I guess you could say, is this actually going to work? Because we are ready to laminate. I am going to put these in a lamination sheet and then let's see what happens. So going to, I was watching a video where they said they felt like they put too many envelopes in a sheet and then because of that it didn't seal as good as it could have. I'm going to try to do just 2 per sheet only because I just want to see if that'll help without creating huge air pockets. We just want to make sure they have enough room around them, I believe, to really seal. It's just a trial and error here, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll still use them. All right, we have our envelopes lined up. Now what I'm going to do is turn on my laminator, and I will be back when that is ready to go, and we will run these through and see what happens. Okay, you guys, I am back. Now this just heated up, but I realized I wouldn't be able to talk over it, so I shut it down for a minute because I had a thought as I was waiting for this to heat up. The way I had the envelopes facing upwards, the opening was on the sealed side, and I do want the laminator to push the air out, so I flipped them so it would start on the fold side and then hopefully press any air out, and so the opening is facing downward. For this next part, because this is so loud, I'm just gonna do it without talking, but I'll show you the process. So here we go. We're gonna get this going again. Hopefully it looks like it's still good. I didn't have it off long enough. All right, here we go. I am back. Okay. Two things. One, I did notice it is bubbling around. I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference. However, I definitely noticed the second lamination putting them through 2 cycles worked really well. I really feel the difference in the seal on the envelopes after the second round. Now that they're all pressed, I'm just like, okay, it's kind of exciting and they're super cute. Now we cut them out. The bubbling is around the envelope, so I'm worried I'm gonna break the seal. If I do, I figured I could probably just run them through another laminated sheet because then they would be flatter than they were this time and they might not bubble, so that's a possibility. But we're gonna go ahead and cut these up. All right, I am back. So they are, yeah, I thought I cut this one. I cut this one too close and it's opening. So I think what I feared is happening. The bubbling did not seal the edges. Well, good to know. I'm gonna try to run it through again because that was my the only idea I have. If it doesn't work, that might just be a sign that this particular cardstock is a little too thick for laminating and it's just not gonna work. Now I'm tempted to put it off to the side to see if there's not so much space, would it seal better? Maybe I had too much space. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if I could put all on one, but that kind of might not fit is the problem if I want to seal. Actually, since I'm gonna cut the top, I'm gonna try to seal from the edges and push it through the edges. I mean, at this point, I'm just whatever. We're just winging it here. We're trying it out, seeing how it works. If the worst comes to worst, I'll just duct tape the edges and I'll use them for myself and I'll figure out the right way to do it before I even try to sell them because trial and error. All right, let me go ahead and get my laminator back on. I'll run it through again and then I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So it's sealed again. If you can see, is not sealing around the edge. So I'm gonna have to cut and leave extra plastic, but I feel like, is there another way? The other thing is the smell of plastic is really strong and I almost like, am I setting something on fire here? I think it's just this machine, the way it melts plastic, it smells plasticky. Third thing I noticed was when I had this on, my lights were flickering and I'm worried. So if there's like weird cuts, it's because I realized the lights were flickering and it probably looked horrible when I was editing. So I just cut that section out. I just noticed it. So that was like, okay, am I seeing smoke? I smell plastic. Is this not sealing? And yeah, all right. This is very much in the style of how I do things. A little haphazard and all over the place. We are going to try again. They are triple sealed now. I'm going to really make sure I don't cut around that plastic edge. And I'll have to go back to the drawing board on these, I guess. All right, I'm going to fast forward through this part. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I was really careful not to cut at the bubbled part. This one especially has like a huge lip. It's a bummer, but I'm sure there's a step I'm missing. The top opens nicely and that's cool. So that one looks good. I not cut this one. I might not have cut this one enough. Let me cut this top. The top is easy to cut open, which is a plus. Let's see how this one looked. All right, monthly challenges is looking good. This one looks good. And how did the multiplier one come out? Okay, so basically I cut them all pretty good except for The multiplier one also looks good. So they're pretty stiff. There's more plastic around the edges than I care for. I mean, they definitely look homemade, but I love this paper. So I guess my main thought is probably that the paper was too thick. Future Eileen here. I realized as I was editing that I should have just cut the cardstock instead of folding it. That would have made it lay flatter, and that probably would have helped with the sealing. So I will try that for next time. That's unfortunate though, because the foilness of this paper is everything. I love it. It's very much my style. I do want to say that I love the way the gold looks. It looks pretty cool. It looks fancy. My second favorite is probably this one. Oh, I must have laminated something. And this one is cool. So yeah, they're all good. All right. Last step, now that we made our envelopes, I think they're gonna do their job. It's definitely fun to try this out. Now we'll see how they hold up over time, and then I've learned a few things about making envelopes. One, they're fun. The plus side of making envelopes is you can be super creative with paper and lettering, and this is like a super basic style. People make the peekaboo ones, see-through ones, all kinds of ways to do them, so you can be really creative with them. The other thing is, they're just fun to make, and it's really satisfying to see them come together. I could see making special ones and selling packages would be really fun, but I would definitely want them to look nicer. Those are kind of the pluses. The minuses are that, yeah, the laminating and the bubbling and cutting them open and not having that excess plastic, and knowing, are you limited in the size of paper? Can you get around it, right? So just kind of learning, I guess, shortcuts or strategies to make them seal better be the part that I think really kind of messed up on these. The other thing was, this might be particular to the foil, but yeah, having the fingerprints on all of it and smudges, like that's showing through. So again, those were definitely the parts that didn't work, but overall it worked. We are going to try stuffing them. So like I said, in my savings envelope, I just have a chunk of money, and let's figure out where that money went. I stuffed a couple. All right, so the first one I did was the either or, both or all challenge, and I stuffed 9 in that one. So we'll get a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and let's see, not long enough to lay flat, but I can fold it and tuck it in there. So there's that. Thinking I'm gonna put the top in the opening so the poof part doesn't stress out the sides. Could have definitely cut these down and made them smaller as well, but you know, you live and you learn, and that's what we're doing. The other one I did was my mosaic challenge. I believe I had 10, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so I should have 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yep. So we're going to grab that one, put it in the mosaic challenge. My paycheck on the 15th will definitely be a little better, so I will be able to pull a tiny bit of money out for savings challenges this month, which I'm excited about because I want to go ahead and do what I owe myself for January exercising. So I'm going to need some money for that, and then I was worried I wouldn't have it, but I do. All right, so last test is, do they fit? And the answer is yes if the money is not sticking out. Because with the money sticking out, it won't close, but it closes fine. Also, I love that I just smushed everything back together. Oh my gosh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was for the either or, both or all. So I guess you're gonna have to lay flat. Maybe don't stress the envelope. Mosaic had 10. All right, and then we have our savings challenges and our savings folder. Oh, that was such a mute point because now that it's thicker, it won't fit. All right, new plan. I can pop these back out again because they don't have to lay that way. And now they don't have to stress out the envelope so much. I think I'll just, I have a hole puncher. So I have two thoughts. One, it's too late now. I can reseal for a third time, but I could punch holes in these and reseal it with the holes so I can flip them. But I think for now, I'm just gonna utilize this little pocket here and tuck them in there, which is totally fine. All right, you guys, so that was my attempt to make savings challenge envelopes. I hope you enjoyed this. I have been watching people do this for about a year now, a little over, well, I guess like over a year now. I've been curious to try it. I'm glad I finally did. I do like it. It's super fun. I can see how people get really into it and start creating awesome designs and packages. But the laminating thing, I have to figure out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried it. It's a new series that I want to try on the channel. I have some other ideas, but I thought it would be fun to do like an I tried it video to try out some things that people are doing on their own as far as budgeting and cash stuffing and seeing what is it really like when you watch a couple videos and try it on your own, right? So kind of limited knowledge of how to do this and then learning from there. Hope you guys are having a good week. I thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.